everybody, this is Elissa from Main Cards and Crafts, and today we are here for a whip and chat, and even better, this is the first official whip and chat of the Lunar New Year DP along. Ooh, I'm super excited for that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the event business first, and then we're going to get into like my normal introductions for the whip, and then go from there. So, well, actually, I should talk a little bit. I can talk while I do that, but we're going to go over the pens that I have. So the first two pens that I have right here, these are both from Butterfly Effect Wares. This is like actually a turnstile that I'm really enjoying. I love this elongated tip, and I wish they would do more in this style. Granted, I also haven't looked to see if they've done any more lately because I have not been buying pens lately. And then I have this one right here, which was from Lace and Lathe Works, or Lass and Lathe Works. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. But I have this one right here from him, and it's I could definitely go with a little bit more elongated foreground there, but it's doable as is. So those are the three pens that I'm using. I have my two Yellow Dog Designs trays. Those are like my go-to standard. So I have my two trays that I've been using for there. I am using some Festive Fireside wax, which smells amazing. Ooh, I'm super excited for that. And then I am also using Randa's Crafty Corner Frozen Raspberry Lemonade Scented Putty. So I'm super excited about that as well, because those are like my favorite wax, my favorite putty, and both of who are sponsoring the Lunar New Year DP along. So we've got We Wax Crafts is one of my sponsors. Randa's Crafty Corner is another sponsor. We also have Shire Shenanigans. My mom is sponsoring with some paintings. DP with Sparklers has donated a couple gift cards for us. And Waterbug's Garden, which is like one of my, like literally my all-time favorite washi tape shop on Etsy, is also a sponsor. I think those are the sponsors that I have set right now. But yes, I'm super excited for that. So what am I working on today, you may ask? Well, I will tell you, I am working on this adorable set of 8 like mini canvases, which realistically, I don't know why I don't have them all logged as individual ones, because they're basically roughly that 20 by 20, but it's like a set of them. So I'm working on the set of mini canvases from Oraloa. This is their Asian mini Loha set. There's 8 images, and they're all roughly like a 20 by 24-ish dimension as far as like width and then height wise for them. And I've completed 3 already. This would be my 4th one, so I'm almost halfway done with the pack. Once I finish this one, I'll be halfway done with the pack. And I am having a blast with them. They are super fun. So we're gonna get into it. I think because I'm working down a flat like this, I might actually start. I'm gonna start with a different color. I've been doing like mixing it up, sometimes doing the outline first, sometimes not doing the outline first. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and mix it up a little bit for this and see. Staticky drills. I do have to say these drills have been very staticky, which has been kind of an annoying thing to have this much static on the drills. So anywho, we're going to break into it. Oh, I should probably set my timer. Let me see what time we're at. I did already set my timer. Duh. Okay. So we're going to get into it. So in case you guys were not already aware, I've tried to mention it as many places as I can, but I feel like the event pages this year have been, for like the last 6 months or so, I feel like the event pages have all been rather like hit or miss. So that's something that I haven't really been too worried about, like posting them on the event pages. I figure, you know, word of mouth, posting it on my channel, things like that for the event. But this is today is February 1st, so we are officially starting my 3rd annual Lunar New Year DP along. So this is the period of time where for the entire month we get to focus on like fun art that and kind of pay homage to the Lunar New Year, which will be happening in the middle of the month. We will have, I think it's February 17th, I want to say, is when the Lunar New Year actually falls. So we're going to be doing that this month. So that's kind of what it is. So for your kids, I did have to do some announcement videos, but since this is the first video of the month, I'll mention you can do any Asian style art. Like obviously this is a bowl of ramen, so this totally works. You can do Asian art, you can do a mini dazzle, but Asian style. You can do Pretty Little Gem, any of these little ones that are Asian style art. You can also do any of these zodiac animals. So there are 12 Chinese zodiac animals, and then also you can do cat. The cat is not one of the zodiac animals, but he's in the legends. So that is also something that is eligible for the Lunar New Year DP along. So there's lots of options. If you want to know the full details of everything, go ahead and check out my announcement video and then my updated announcement video, which went up last week. So you guys can check those out and you'll be able to, see exactly what it was. I'm not used to working flat like this, so my placement's probably going to be atrocious on this one, which I should try to do better placement because this is like, I think my favorite one, or my second favorite one of the entire pack of 8 that I've been working on. But anyways, so yes, I'm super excited for this. I have some awesome sponsors, so very huge shout out and thank you to the sponsors, which I will be showcasing and featuring kind of like throughout the event. I will be doing some sponsor shout outs and showcasings, so I'm super excited about that. And it's never too late to be a sponsor if you are interested in sponsoring. It's never too late, so we're gonna kind of break into it and see. All right, so anywho, let's see what else. I think that's kind of like the basics about the sponsor stuff. I hope you guys are staying warm in this like frigid cold weather that's going on outside right now. I live in Florida and it is currently, the feels like temperature outside as I'm filming this right now is into the 20s. Is definitely like, well, I think the actual temperature right now is low 30s, almost to like that freezing point already. And it's not even at like the coldest point of the night or anything yet, but we're into like, well, middle 30s right now, I want to say, which is atrociously cold. Our feels like temperature, 4 hours ago, my feels like temperature was 23, which is like, what is that? What is that weather? Like, I mean, I'm in Florida. It's not supposed to be this cold in Florida. It actually was snowing over in Tallahassee a little bit ago. In Tallahassee is like, 2-ish hours west of me and about an hour or so north of my parents. And I'm like, it was snowing in Tallahassee. Like, what is that madness? Why are we having snow? I can't with this weather right now. This is crazy. And it's like my furnace has run more this past week than it probably did in the entire year prior for like heat purposes or anything like that. Cause it is just like so, I'm not looking forward to seeing my electric bill, at the end of the month, seeing what I actually had to pay for this electric bill. I'm not looking forward to that because I can guarantee it's going to be a little bit more than what I've had lately, just because of the fact that my furnace has been running because it's been so ridiculously cold. And I can't keep my house cold. I can, like, my cats love to be toasty and warm, so it can be, 80 degrees in the house and the cats will still be like buried under a pile of blankets because like Mochi will still be buried under a pile of blankets because she's cold. So like, I'm not too worried about like keeping it super cool in the summertime. I don't worry about that part. But in the wintertime, I have to make sure I actually have some heat in here because otherwise my girls get cold. And as it is, I have my thermostat set at 68. And I currently have one cat laying on a heating pad and another cat laying inside an Udi in a chair, all snuggled up in a little cat cave inside my Udi. So, that means that they are both super toasty right now. And, they're happy with their little toastiness. But, if I deprived them of their heating pad and or Udi, I would have some very unhappy frozen little kitters. So yes, this cold is something else, I tell you. Yeah. So anywho, that's kind of like the gist of that. We have, this past week, other than trying to stay warm, I'm trying to think of what I even did this week. Oh goodness. What did I even do this week? I don't even think. I know I was at work all week long, obviously, but I can't think of anything specific that I did outside of like the normal stuff this week. It was just, a lot of like same old for work, a lot of that. I'm going to another base on Tuesday for this coming Tuesday because they're for an exercise that's going on. So that way I can observe the exercise, kind of get ideas for how we can do something similar on our side, potential do some collaboration. So that's on the agenda for this coming Tuesday. So I know I had some meetings this week, kind of like with my leadership. We were talking about and planning and everything for the trip that we're doing down to this other location on Tuesday, because I'm going with some of my leadership. And then clinic wise, same old with the clinic. Oh, I'm super like, I just got a new, well, I didn't just. So I had a physical therapist, that's a new hire that started in September, I want to say. And she has been an absolute dream, an absolute pleasure to work with. Super wonderful. Love her. We are like we have been so fortunate to have her in the clinic. Like, I would take 20 of her if I absolutely could. I would take multiples. I wish everybody was like her mindset and her way that she works and everything. She's fantastic. Well, she came to me on this week. I think it was on Tuesday she came to me, and she was like, hey, do you have a moment if I can talk to you? And I'm like, absolutely, because I like to espouse that whole open door policy for everything. And so she came in and she was just like, yeah, this cold weather she's like, this is a decision that she had been struggling with for weeks. And the cold front that's been going through for these last couple weeks is something that she's like, it definitely was like an eye-opener for her. But she moved down here from Atlanta area because she just got her youngest daughter, just started college and is out of the house and everything. So she was like, perfect. She can now focus on doing like what she wants to do for her, and have a few years to just have some fun work-wise before she ends up having to take care of her parents. Well, she was like, I thought I'd have a little bit more time to focus on, enjoy doing what I wanted for work and everything else. And with the move down here, I thought I would be able to have more time for it. But like, this cold front has really opened my eyes to how much assistance my parents actually already need. Because she had apparently, before she moved down here, she had been going up to her parents over to her parents' house like once a week for like an afternoon. So now that she's not there, they're not getting that extra, her being there to help out with stuff. So she's like, and see, these drills do not want to leave. They're just so staticky. Ugh, and they like stick in my tray, and I never have an issue with drills falling out of my tray. They like normally come out really easily. And so anyway, she was essentially, bottom line, she was giving her 30 days notice so that way she can basically move back up to Atlanta to take care of her parents. And I was like, oh, it's such a bummer. Like, she was super sad about it because she loves being here and she loves the job that she's doing. And she's spectacular. We're gonna be like it's so sad that we're losing her. But with that in mind, because that was like, we'd adjusted her schedules because she works to do 10-hour days to give her like basically a 3-day weekend every weekend. And she's been driving up to Atlanta every single weekend, which that's a lot. That wears on you. If you're working 10-hour days every day, and then you're driving on your time off, you're then doing a 6-hour drive up to Atlanta every single weekend to spend like a day up there, and then to turn around and do another 6-hour drive back. That adds up. Like, that's a lot. And that's definitely very physically much of a physical toll, in addition to like the mental toll of taking care of the family. So unfortunately, I'm losing her, which is like super sad. That's something that, I was not expecting. So now I'm going to have that as like a manning challenge moving into starting in like the March time frame. Because she's basically the type of employee she is, it takes a few, she's a contractor. So the contract company that we have is usually pretty good about filling those positions, but it's not a quick process. It's not just like, okay, hey, we've identified someone new, they've accepted our offer, they're going to start. No, this is the government. So yes, they have to accept the offer, but then they have to be able to go through all of the background checks, go all through all of the clearances. So it's a slow process. It's a months-long process before they actually can start working after they've accepted an offer and start and, know that they're going to be working for us. So that's just kind of something that, it's going to take time to fill in and have that new body to start. So I just have to work on, I have the manning issues until then, and I have to figure things out because she covers like one day of the week for inpatient. So now I have to have a therapist. I have to have somebody else like kind of alternate who's going to be covering for inpatient with her not able to do it. Obviously after the end of this month. So that was kind of one of those things where I'm like, that's a bummer. So yeah, that's like the work drama. Oh, and there was another issue that happened at work that I'm having to deal with one of my sailors, but I'm not gonna, that one is something that I'm not gonna talk about. But yeah, that's more of a, oh my goodness, this is the first having to deal with this. I've heard other people have to do similar things with some of their personnel, but this is my first time actually having to deal with that situation. But that's one that I can't actually talk about that one. But yes, so it's been a little bit of like excitement in that aspect this week. Other than that, I feel like my patients have been good. I've had, I was in a lot of meetings this week too. And that was, I think, was part of it because I was in a ton of meetings. I think on Wednesday, I had 4 hours of meetings on Wednesday. It was like, I think I showed up, I had a 07:30 a patient, and then I think I had a meeting and then I had a patient after them, an 8:15 patient. And then I had a meeting at 9. I had a 10 o'clock patient. And then I had a meeting at 11. And then lunchtime. And then I had a 1300 meeting. And then I had a 1500 meeting as well. So it was like very much not a lot of time on Wednesday to really get any admin stuff or anything like that done. It was very much a busy day. When you actually look at the breakdown for it. But yeah, that was my lovely Wednesday. I've started, we had to, being military and Navy, we had to incorporate workouts into our working day. But Defense Health Agency, which is, the oversee like the medical side of what I do on my day-to-day job with patient care, that portion of everything, they're like, so the Navy is saying, okay, you will work out during working hours. So it's like, okay, well, got to give my people an hour, my active duty, an hour to work out during working hours to fulfill this requirement that's come down to us from Big Navy, and which really came to us from Secretary of War. So we've got that aspect that we're doing. But then on top of that, on the flip side of it, we have the command telling us, okay, you're going to work out every day during working hours. And then we have Defense Health Agency saying, but you're not going to block any patient appointments in order to do this workout. And I'm like, okay, so if I, like, for me, it's not as big of a deal because I have a lot of admin time built in my schedule. But like, if I have a provider who basically that's their full-time job is patient care, they don't have all the extra jobs that I have because they're newer. Well, they have to maintain, see X number of appointments, every month, and it's tracked, like how many appointments you see are tracked. So they're supposed to see X amount of appointments, and now DHA is saying, okay, well, you can't reduce any of that. You're still expected to see the same number of appointments. We're not giving you a deduction for having to work out during the working day. And I'm like, so how's that supposed to work? If you're now requiring, you've got like basically two different bosses in a way telling you to do two different things that completely contradict each other. So it's like we've got, on the one hand, it's like work out every day during working hours. Okay, got it. Something I actually fully support and fully believe in, because if you want a culture of fitness, you have to actually promote said culture of fitness and actually put your money where your mouth is. So if you value fitness, then give people time to work out during the working day. Don't tag it on to the beginning of the day. Don't tag it on to the end of the day. Put it during working hours. Because it's very draining on your staff if, you have to show up at 6:30 and work, or show up at 06, PT for an hour, be back at work at 7:30 to actually do your regular job. And then on top of that, sometimes your workday may end at 4 o'clock, but, sometimes you're still there until 5, 6, 7 p.m. It really depends on the day. So, and then be like, okay, now you can go home, and then rinse and repeat. So that's not something that's like, I find to be sustainable with that. It's like, yes, you can add, like, having people work out is something that should be a part of your daily routine. But when you're talking about a job that is not consistent, yes, sometimes you may work a short day. But more often than not, the day tends to be, at least for the military in general, we don't tend to work just a straight 8-hour day. My sailors have duty almost every week, which means that they're on that duty for a full 12 hours. So on top of their regular job, they've got to stand a duty watch. And, that's a 12-hour shift. And some people, they routinely are working those long shifts like that. So it's very much, it's hard to kind of like say, okay, yeah, we're going to do this after hours without having to get up at 4:30 every morning and work out, go shower, go to work your full day, and then leave work, go home, and then, be present in your family at home for those that have a family, and then be able to have time to do all of that when, at the earliest people would be getting home is like 5:00. But now so now you're getting home at 5. Probably if you're getting up at 4:30, you're probably going to bed at like 9 or 10 time frame. That in that time frame, you've got to, spend time with your family or your significant other. You've got to do anything that needs to be done after working hours. And also, have dinner, figure an hour for dinner. So now that takes, if you're getting home at 5 and you have to, you go to bed at 9 or 10, so we'll say 9 o'clock, that's 4 hours. Take an hour of that off for work or for food. And now you've just taken that where now you actually only have 3 hours of free time. Okay, so in that 3 hours, you've got, if you have a kid, that's it. And say your kid goes to bed at 7, you're basically going to have an hour to see your kid, if you have a little kid, before you have to, they go to bed, and then you rinse and repeat and start the process all over again the next day. So it's like, for me, taking that work out of the expectation of trying to do it after hours is good, because it kind of frees up some more time, helps with some quality of life for your personnel, that type of thing. But anywho, that's been kind of the rigmarole of what's been going down in that aspect of everything. I think we're apparently in another partial government shutdown or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know necessarily. We don't know what that totally means. Hopefully it's something that does not last, because we're still recovering from the previous government shutdown. I still don't even have my funds to me so I can be able to order supplies that I need for my clinic. And we are hurting for supplies. Let me tell you, we are totally hurting for supplies. So that's something that, definitely having some issues on the supply side of everything, even before, this latest batch of everything. And I figured this was going to happen. Hopefully it's just for a few days and doesn't turn into something that's super long. But anywho, that's about as far into any kind of politics or anything I'm going to go. Let's go ahead. Do I really want to work on that color there? We could work on that big color. I do have to say there's definitely some gappiness in this that I've noticed for sure. It's not anything super, super ridiculously crazy or anything like that, but definitely some gappiness. There's a lot of this color, so I'm going to put it in here. So yeah, especially you can notice it with some of these lighter colors. I think if I had done the outline first, it can help to cut down on some of that gappiness. But at the same time, I'm these drills are just annoying. They look good when you see the drills, but in reality, the drills are actually not I'm not the happiest with these drills overall. So we're going to go ahead and work on this. But anywho, I do have to say, you guys will be seeing my month in review on Monday. I will be doing my month in review, and I am super proud of myself with that, because I made some good progress on finishes this month. And then on midweek, later this week, I have a video going up that's going to be my progress towards my 2026 goals, kind of going over my logbook, that type of thing. We're going to do that in the middle of the week. And that video is kind of cool because I get to talk a little bit about the progress that I've made. And I have to tell you, I have been doing very well with not purchasing so far this month in January. I've technically, I myself have only purchased one canvas this month. Granted, I have lovely individual, gosh, I'm not used to working flat, and it's killing me working flat. But I didn't feel like having all of the background of my light pad visible, working on this on my light pad. But it's killing me. I keep like slipping my pen onto there instead of being able to just work it as is. We're going to switch to the smaller one and see if I do better with the smaller one and don't end up shoving my putty all over my canvas and drill fields again. So anywho, let's see. But yes, that is kind of the, but yeah, I've been doing very well. Like I said, I've been doing very well on not purchasing so far this month. I am really actually ridiculously pleased with myself for that, because I know that was one of the things that I talked about for one of my biggest goals, is that I want to downsize the hoard and not purchase as much. And the hardest thing for me is it's like, because I'm like, I see something that I love and I'm like, I want to buy it. That's how I ended up with so many canvases in a hoard that's as big as it is. So that's something that, you know, I was like, I really need to work on downsizing the hoard this year and getting fewer canvases, which means, you know, finishing things, which isn't typically a problem for me to be able to finish things. But normally I've been purchasing at a much faster rate than I've been finishing, which says a lot considering the fact that I finished like 70 something canvases last year, plus the minis. I think all told I had like 97 or 90 something full-blown finishes all told, between my mini dazzles, projects, mini like small off-canvas type projects, little things like that I did over the course of the year, mini canvases and all that. I think I was just shy of 100. If you count my cross-stitch conversions, I definitely reached 100. That's a lot of things that I did over this past year. That's a lot. So keeping that in mind, yes, I have finished a lot, but when I finished all of that and then my hoard still increased substantially, that was a lot of things that I purchased this year. The good thing is I finished things so fast. I don't have, you know, a massive quantity of kits that are like that would like outlive me, you know, because I know some people, if you only finish maybe 12, if you finish one canvas a month, so that's 12 a year, but then on the flip side of it, your hoard may be, you know, the same size as mine. That's something that's going to take, you know, years upon years, and you may never actually fully finish all of the canvases, which, you know, that's fine if that's something that you want. But like for me, I want to be able to, you know, finish what I have and then also be buying some new stuff so that way you have some of that variety in there. But that's something that you'll see, like with how fast I finish, I don't have to worry about, you know, it being, you know, decades to potentially finish my hoard, because like with the number that I have and how fast I finish, I have maybe like, you know, I probably have like 3 to 5 years worth in the hoard. To where before I would be able to fully complete the entire hoard if I were to never purchase anything else. So, you know, I've got plenty, but it could be more, and I work quickly. So, you know, that's something that I do go through my canvases fairly quickly. I am a fast diamond painter, and I know that. So that's kind of something just, you know, keeping in mind, thinking about, you know, for that. I talked to my brother this week. He is doing good. He was actually asked my advice because he had started to have, you know, some like Achilles tendonitis. So we were chatting and he was like, hey, so my heel has been super painful with walking and pointing my foot down and bringing my foot up. And I'm like, where's the pain? He's like, the back of my heel. I'm like, okay, on your Achilles tendon. And he's like, yeah. So I like went through and gave him a home program and gave him things to work on and do. He said, so I followed up with him yesterday and was like, hey, how you feeling? Any improvements? And he was like, yeah, because I have him taking a bout of anti-inflammatories because it's such an acute injury. So I have him taking a bout of anti-inflammatories, and he was like, yeah, I think the meds are helping. And I'm like, yeah, they should be if you take them consistently, like I told you to. They should definitely help, kind of help decrease some of that irritation in there. But anyways, yeah, so I was giving him the treatments and what he should be working on and doing and all of that fun stuff. But chatted with him this week. it was so funny because I told him I give him the options of like what meds that he could do, and he's like, where can I buy those medications? And I was like, because that's something that I actually am allowed to prescribe medications. So I was like, he was like, where can I buy those meds? And I was like, you can buy them from, you know, Walmart, the grocery store, the commissary, or the exchange. Any of those are going to have this. He's like, my exchange is the military exchange. He's like, my exchange is really small. Are they going to have it there? And I'm like, does your exchange sell shampoo or soap or deodorant and all of that? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, then yes, it will have it. And so he went and stopped on his way home, and from that day that I was talking to him, and picked up the meds that I told him that he needed to take, got all of that stuff, and went from there. So yeah, he's doing good. He's on that course of meds, which I think a lot of it has to do, he went from, you know, being underway out to sea with a limited amount of walking and things like that. Because it's like, yeah, you could be up on your feet moving around all day, but it's not like you're walking long distances. And where his boat is, it's like a 10 to 15 minute walk back to his car. And it's basically, I think he calculated what it is one day, and it's like the equivalent of a 10-story building from where his boat is to where his car is. So he has to do this like big height for it. So it's not just like this simple, oh, hey, I'm walking down the hill kind of a thing. Like on the way to work, he's walking downhill, but all of that puts a big strain onto that tendon. So, yeah, so I give him his program that he's going to be doing. I'm going to turn this sideways so I can work on these in a vertical orientation instead of the 2x2s, because that'll go a little bit faster. So yeah, I got him going on a program, because, you know, that's what I end up doing, is giving people the programs of what they want, what they should be doing. And, you know, it saved him time, because then he didn't have to try to, like, get an appointment over at medical or see his boat doc about anything. He could just be like, all right, diagnose me. I'm like, okay, this is what it is. This is what you need to do. Okay. So yeah, did that. Let's see. What else have I been up to? Yeah, so that was this week. I've got my plans this month. I do plan on finding there is a festival. I'm going to be in Orlando for a day retreat, like a day diamond painting retreat, in the middle to late part of the month. And the day after that, there is actually, like a little festival down in Orlando. So I'm going to go do that, I think. While I'm down there, make it, instead of just driving down for the retreat and then back up the same day, we'll drive down, because my mom is going with me. We'll drive down, stay overnight, go to the thing the next day, and then drive back up. So it kind of breaks it up a little bit, which is nice. We don't have to spend as much time in the car. But yeah, we're going to do that. All right. So I am going to announce for you guys the first item this first gift that I'm going to give away this month is going to be a gift card. We are going to do gift card for DP with Sparklers. And I'm actually going to do 2 DP with Sparklers gift cards. This will be the initial gift that we do as a giveaway. Let me look and see, verify everything for that. And where's that? Yes, so we're going to have 2 $15 coupon codes for the DP with Sparklers. And in order to be eligible for this, I'm going to be drawing those names at the WIP and Chat next week. We're going to be drawing those names. So that's something that you'll definitely want to pay attention to the next WIP and Chat, and that's when we'll do the other ones. So your word, so basically you need to use this word in a sentence. So you're going to have to use the word ramen, because I'm working on a ramen canvas. So you have to use the word ramen in a sentence in the comments below to be eligible to apply to be, eligible for winning the prize. Sorry, it's been a year since I've had to do prizes and all of that stuff. So that's something that I definitely want. Go ahead and write that down in the comments below. I will pull the winners during next week's WIP and Chat. We will pull the winners and see who gets to win those. So there are going to be 2 winners I've decided we're going to do like each one we're going to kind of do on that weekly basis because I've got multiple shops that are giving gifts in multiple quantities of it. So we're going to do it like that. And one of the things that I love, I'm not using any of my enhancements or my sparklers on this kit, but I ran out of sparklers for my duck bath that I just finished. And I ordered a couple more bags of it, but since I was already ordering those, I ordered all of these sparklers as well, which these are ones that I have planned for 2 separate canvases for enhancements. They're 2 Yume canvases. I think it's like In This Moment and Petals Fall, I want to say, are the 2. So those are my enhancements that I want for those. But yeah, so those, they literally arrived. I ripped the bag open and went ahead and ripped the bag open and did my finished the canvas because I was just waiting on those last of those sparklers for squares, the light green sparklers. I was waiting for the last of these to finish that kit, which I managed to do and finish in January, so that made me happy. So yes. Oh yes, also make sure that in order to win a prize, you have to make sure that you have filled out my the entry form, the Google form that I have linked in the comments down, or I have it linked in the description below. So make sure you enter, beyond putting that down, you also need to make sure you fill out the Google form, because that's going to be how I get your name and everything for drawing the prizes, to be able to then send your information over to Tmall for the winners. But like I said, we are going to be doing 2 winners from DP Sparklers. So I am super excited about that. Because I am such a sucker for enhancements. So that's something, if you're interested in doing, I fully recommend it. And if you have no clue what to do and you're really like, I don't even know where to begin with sparklers and enhancements and special drills, then I recommend, look at their enhancement suggestions. So they have where they've gone through and they've put together enhancement suggestions for a bunch of different canvases. See if there's any canvases in there that they've worked on that you have, and then buy the enhancements and it'll tell you exactly where the enhancements go. So that's a great way to get started. As soon as I found out that, you could do enhancements and special drills and all of this stuff and go beyond what the canvas actually says, I started enhancing my canvases really fast. I want to say like within it, I think I enhanced my 2nd ever Diamond Art Club, potentially. It was definitely early on in my diamond painting canvases for Diamond Art Club. So it was within my first 10 canvases that I did, I was already doing enhancements. That's how much I love my enhancements. So that's something that's super, super exciting for me because, I do enhancements and I love them. But anyways, that was something that I forgot to mention initially, but I wanted to mention now. Fill out the Google form with your information to be eligible. I should have mentioned that at the beginning, but I will have that linked, that form linked below for you guys. And there will be, so that's my entry form for the event. And there will be another one at the end of the event as an exit form. But definitely make sure that you have filled out this entry form. The exit form will be those to be eligible for the grand prize. So yes, I am super stoked. I can't wait to see what kind of fun comments you guys come up with using that fun word that I gave you for that. So yay. Now, let's see here. I'm excited to see what everybody is working on for the event. So I know I mentioned before, I'll have it linked down below, but I have been really bad about keeping up with Instagram lately, as you can see by the fact that I have had hardly any Instagram posts lately. So with that being said, yes, absolutely, you can share your work and all of that on Instagram and tag me, and it may take me take a few days before I get around to actually being able to, before I actually get on there to check, just because I've been so bad at it and I know how I am. This is also why we're not doing a Facebook group, because that would be, it would be miserable. Like, my attention span for that is so atrocious. But if you want more of that real-time feedback and interaction while we're doing it, then head on over to the Crafters Den Discord. That's from Sophie, the Diamond Help Desk. Head over to the Crafters Den Discord, which I also have linked down below. it's like, yes, I know Discord is new for a lot of people. There is a little bit of a learning curve to it, but I feel like it's just the same as like when you're learning how to use like Facebook and all of that other stuff. And if you can figure out Facebook and Facebook groups and all of that stuff, you can figure out Discord. Biggest thing is reading the instructions and the rules when you join our group, and then you can go down to, well, we have a channel in there which is for the Lunar New Year DP along for Year of the Horse. We already have that channel in there, and that's something that I'll be posting my progress for kits like this in here. I'll be posting my progress. I'll be commenting on everybody else's works. This is a way for you guys to share like photos and images of your current WIPs kind of throughout the month. So that way, you know, we can and it's a little bit, I just love being able to have like that Discord environment. It's great. I have some amazing friends that I have made on our Discord group that are absolutely, like, when I say they're awesome, like really good friends, like I've already met a good chunk of them. I was supposed to fly out to Vegas to like and spend the weekend and then go to a concert with one of my friends from on Discord. And then of course that was when my flight had issues back over Labor Day weekend, and I didn't end up actually making it out there. I got stuck in Dallas. So I will be, and I have another concert. I'm going to one of the BTS concerts this weekend, or this summer. I'm going to one of them in Vegas, and I will be staying with one of my friends and hang out with one of my friends that, you know, we met on the Discord server. I've met her in person because there's a good group of us from the Discord that have gone to the Crafters Paradise Retreat, which is already full for 2026. But there was a good group of us that went to the retreat last year, and, you know, got to meet a bunch of them. Some people that we were at the retreat the year before. So I've gotten to meet a bunch of my friends that are on the Discord. So that's one of the things that's super cool. And then some of my Discord friends that I had met there that I've actually gotten to meet in person even before the retreat, that I got to meet in person and everything. So it's definitely one of those really cool things where you can meet some great people, interact with some really great people. And, you know, it's sometimes you don't necessarily find those people in your real everyday life that like diamond painting or care about diamond painting, or as you're working on a kit, they just don't give you, and you want to share how excited you are about something, and like your regular people that you interact with don't really get it. Well, that's what the Discord group is for, because it's like we all get it. We like to share like our WIPs, our finishes, all of that fun stuff. Sorry, these drills are just kind of like, you can see how they just randomly sticking in places for like no good reason. It's kind of obnoxious. But yeah, so I highly recommend the Discord. That is where I tend to spend most of my social media time, is actually on the Discord, as opposed to any other type of like social media site. So that's Crafters Paradise, or Crafters Den. Crafters Paradise is the retreat. Crafters Den is the actual Discord server. So yes, definitely join if you would like to. That's all I'm going to say about that aspect. And, oh yes, I know I get a lot of people asking, but my prizes are open to people regardless of where you live. You can enter for prizes. I haven't had, like, typically if it's something that's going overseas, I will actually do the shipment internationally. That's something that I have done for winners in the past. Yes, it tends to be a little bit more costly to ship internationally. If there's tariffs and fees like that, then that's something that you will be responsible for. But I will actually ship prizes and prize packages to my international winners. So that's something that, yeah, you can still enter for the prizes. I know some people won't. I do, just because I've spent a lot of time living in other areas. And yes, I typically, when I live in other countries, I'll typically have like an FPO, which is a military address. But there's some things, a lot of shops that will not ship to an FPO. I want to say that Diamond Art Club doesn't even ship to FPOs or APOs, or basically the military overseas postal addresses, because, you know, it's a little bit more costly shipping wise. So that's something that if I get stationed back in Japan again, that I have already like been thinking about. I'm like, ooh, how am I going to get my diamond art club fix, my painting fix? I'm not so worried about the Jaded Gem Shop ones because those I could have like drop shipped to me. But yeah, like the non-drop shippable ones, I'm like, okay, will they ship to a FPO AP address, that type of thing, which is the military ones. So those are the things that I have been thinking about randomly lately, even though I'm nowhere near timeline to be moving anywhere new because I've only been here for a year. I've got, you know, I want to say next year is when I should start, like late this year, maybe next year is when I'll should start figuring out where I'm heading next. Because we typically start to look, we definitely look like a year in advance. And my timeline of when I'm supposed to leave is kind of like the borderline ranges where I'm in that early part of the year time frame. But yeah, ooh, look at this. We're making good progress on our little ramen bowl. We're getting our ramen bowl. I love it. He's cute. This is so much fun. You've got the egg, you've got your little meat, you got your little pickle thingy, your ramen, your scallions or jalapenos, depending on what type of ramen you're eating. I love that. It's so cute. This is adorable for sure. This one is a little bit larger than the last one, so it's taking me a little bit longer to do. We're going to go ahead and turn this back upright to work on some of these next ones. Okay, that helped if I shook it that way. That seemed to help a little bit with getting this rigmarole back up and going. Do I want to? I kind of like go, but I get easily distracted as I'm placing diamonds. I'm like, oh, I want to put them there. I was going to go all the way around in the border, and then I got distracted by some of the interior contents. Same thing, I was working around the border, and I got distracted by like all of this stuff and doing here instead of just working all the way around the bowl. But, you know, that's just, you know, how my brain works sometimes. You just do what it's like, ooh, that looks interesting. We're going to do that one. So, yeah, we're doing that. Yes. So I did mention, I don't know if I mentioned it at about last week when I was talking with my WIP and chat last week, but I did get, I'm still super excited because I did actually talk about it. Sorry, I keep saying that. But I'm super excited because I've got the BTS concerts because I'm going to the one in Tampa, and then I'm also going to the one in Las Vegas. So I'm super excited for that. I am also this coming weekend, I'm going to be going to the Stray Kids Dominate movie. So basically it's the movie they made from the tour that they just did this past year, where I went to in both Atlanta and in Orlando. I went to the tour there, and oh my goodness, it was so good. It was such an amazing concert. So that's something that when I found out that they're coming out with the movie, I'm like, yes, please, I will be going. So I am going to the movie this next weekend, and that's going to be what I do this next weekend. So yeah, that's super fun. I'm excited for that because it's going to be such a good movie. That was the one saving grace. I missed the G-Dragon concert back over Labor Day weekend. I missed the concert in Las Vegas because of my flight woes. But however, I didn't totally, it wasn't the same as going to the concert, but I did they did do a movie of a couple months after the fact, like later last year, they did the movie from the concert, so which was cool. So I actually got to see that on the big screen for the concert. I was bummed because it's like they don't necessarily include every single song that the band plays. So I missed out on probably my favorite song from GD's newest album was one that they did not include in the movie, and I was like, no, darn it. So, but at least it was better than, you know, not getting to watch the movie of the concert or anything like that. But will be cool for the Stray Kids one because I did go to those concerts. And I don't think I went to the one that they did the movie based off of, but I did go to the concert. So now I'm going to be watching the movie from the concert that I've gone to, which is kind of like a really cool experience to do for that. So I'm excited for that. So yay. But that'll be, I think I'm going Friday night. I'm going to the movie on Friday night. So yes, and it's not that far away from me, so it's really not bad. I was looking at everything, and I think I have something planned for every single weekend for this entire month. Maybe not the last weekend of the month. I don't think I have anything for like the 28th. The final weekend isn't the 28th because that's, well, yeah, right around that time. I don't think I have anything for those final few days. But otherwise, I have literally something planned for every single weekend this month. It's going to be a busy month. So it's like I've got, this coming weekend, I've got that planned, and I've got something else. I'm going to be on somebody's live. I don't think they've announced that I'm going to be on their live yet, so I'm not going to say whose live it will be. But I'm going to be on somebody's live on as a special guest next weekend. And then on top of that, the weekend after that is the holiday weekend. And that holiday weekend is also my dad's birthday weekend. So I have to go, well, I don't have to, but I will be going to my parents for the holiday weekend. And with that, we will be doing, so I'll be going to their place for the holiday weekend. And there is, the Fiddler Crab Festival, which is close to them. So we're going to be going down to the Fiddler Crab Fest, which we went to last year as well. So I'm going to be doing that. And then on top of that, the following weekend is going to be the day retreat down in Orlando. And then the day after it, I'm going to be going to the Lunar New Year Festival. So it's like a busy, very, very busy month for me so far. And then I need to find a time where I can go have dinner with a friend and his family. They live like an hour north of me, and we were like, I had emailed him something work related because he's also a Navy physical therapist. So I emailed him something work related, and he was like, yes. He was like, yes. The kids and the wife, they need to see you. We need to catch up because I've been good friends with them basically my entire Navy career. They're ones that this is only the second time we've been stationed near each other, but we've caught up every now and again over the last 13 years that we've known each other for. So it's really cool being so close and actually being able to pop up there and spend time with them and the kids, because I still remember we were friends before they even had the kids. So I still remember that, and I still remember I was literally one of the absolute first people that they told when they were expecting their first kid, who is he's what, 12 now, which seems mind-boggling that he's that old. I'm like, oh my goodness, I remember when he was a baby. No, actually he's 10, maybe he's 11, somewhere around in there. I remember when he was a baby. I literally remember staying at their house for when I was getting ready to do my Afghanistan deployment. I spent a little bit at their house before I went to my training, because they were on the same base that the training was going to be at. And then I got to, and I was holding him as this tiny little fresh, only a few month old baby. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. And now he's so big. It's crazy how time flies. But yes, so I've got a busy month scheduled, which is a lot. That's a lot for me. I can't believe how ridiculously slow I'm moving on this kit today. It's because I'm talking so much, but yeah, I am going super, super ridiculously slow, because this is something normally in 50 minutes of diamond painting, I would have a whole lot more than this. I think the first one of these only took me an hour and 11 minutes to do the entirety of it. One, I'm working flat, and I'm much, much slower when I work flat than when I'm working on my easel. But yeah, this is going very slow. But anywho, I've made some good progress on it. Let's go ahead, and I'm not going to finish all the way around the border. It's the outlining that's taking me the time. But I wanted to get that so that way I don't have it'll help with my sleeve dipping into the adhesive. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at what I have gotten done in the last 50 minutes of actual diamond painting. In 55 minutes of chattering away and talking about all the things. But we made good progress on it. It's super cute. You can see there is definitely some gapping that we're seeing throughout here. It's not horrible, but yeah, definitely some gapping. I love the little faces. Oh, I totally missed those 4 drills. I need to place those 8 drills. I missed those. That's this color right here in my hand. So we're going to place those, and then we will be done with this for today's Whip and Chat / initial video for the event. Whoop. I think I'm going to do, because this will be going up on, this is, Sunday's video. I'm filming it Saturday night. So it's Sunday's video, and then Monday is going to be my month in review, and then I think Wednesday is going to be my logbook one. It's going to be a little bit a different one before we get into all of like the retreat, or not the retreat, all of the event stuff, that because this week is like being the first week of the month, it's gonna be a little bit different. But anyways, there, I finished that little color. All right, so now we are officially done with this for right now. Definitely got more work to do, obviously, because I only really got these little guys done, and part of my little eggy, and then part of this border, so it was a little slower than I normally go. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy my random stream of consciousness chitter-chattering, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.